What's up, everybody? I'm just going out for a quick rip to test out the OEM style quick shifter on this 24 Tenere 700. I just installed it. I don't even have a rear brake, so I'm going to be taking it pretty easy. But I just had a fresh oil change, installed the quick shifter, so I want to get out on the road and at least make sure everything works like it's supposed to. You can go ahead and crucify me for not being in full riding gear. Like I said, I'm just going down the street. Scratch everything I just told you. As I was saying that, I got thinking about it. I was like, you know, sounds pretty damn stupid what I just said. You know, as the words were coming out of my mouth. I don't have a rear brake. I'm just going down the road, so I'm gonna wear shorts and a tank top. It's pretty dumb. No brake. Check yourselves so the road doesn't have to. You know, guys, I'm not like a huge stickler for safety by any means, but the whole no brake situation, that's pretty dumb. I mean, I don't know if this quick shifter is going to give me any problems or not. I'm going to pull over right quick. Between the quick shifter, not having any protective gear on, that's just pretty dumb. And I realized pretty quick into it that that was the recipe for disaster, because I went to stop just in my driveway and I went straight to engaging that rear brake that doesn't exist. So, pretty obvious to see why that's a bad idea. I'm glad I decided to go throw on some gear, because it could have been a recipe for disaster. Alright, well, here we are, just kind of letting the bike warm up. As you can see, quick shifter icon. I do have a video where I actually installed a quick shifter, so if you're looking for any information there, that's in my channel. I'm going to get up here and we'll shift a couple gears, see how crisp it is, see how it compares to others. So for anyone who's not familiar with quick shifting, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's to my understanding that a quick shifter allows you to shift up and an auto blip allows you to shift down while maintaining input to the throttle. So clutchless shifting and quick shifting are two different things. You can clutchless shift on just about any bike, like cutting off the throttle and then shifting how you normally would without pulling in the clutch. But with the quick shifter, you can maintain that throttle input, and what it does is it kills ignition. It kills the ignition during your shift. So what it's doing is it's taking the load off of those gears that are in there, so they're no longer tightly meshed. They're still in between each other and meshed, but they don't have load against each other, so they can easily slip in between those speed gears. This road is awful. Alright, well, we're warmed up. Light should be good. Let's see. Wow. That is crisp. I was not expecting that at all. I was expecting there to be a fair bit of delay in there. So when I rode the Harley Pan America, it comes equipped with a stock OEM quick shifter, and that thing was clunky as hell. You go to shift and the whole bike would do that number right there. It was not a good combination. So I figured this being a somewhat larger bike, being an adventure bike, the crispness and shift quality of the quick shifter, I figured it probably wouldn't be 100% there. But truthfully, that is almost as crisp as my MT10. I've been on a lot of bikes with quick shifters, and honestly, this is about as good as it gets right here. You can probably go in and you can fine tune some of those do some quick shift wheelies, get up and try to take it through the gears, but without a rear brake, that's pretty silly idea. So we're not going to do that. See, there I go again, looking for my rear brake that doesn't exist. Holy smokes, what a disaster. I really shouldn't even get out here on this road. If I need to make an emergency stop for any reason, I am done. I have to pay close attention to what's going on. We'll get the front wheel up a little bit, and we'll just see if she'll hold. Oh yeah. Had a hard time finding that fourth gear there without my riding boots. I'm just wearing my Vans, so I didn't quite make contact like I needed to, but you saw that 2 to 3 shift, and that was pretty good. That's exactly what I was looking for. I have 0 complaints just for the initial test ride. I'm going to take it out, and I'll do a little bit of hooting around once I get my rear brake figured out. And we'll really put this thing through the ringer and figure out if it's everything it needs to be. But as of right now, just for initial impression, taking it up through the gears like that, I am very pleased with my purchase. I got this off of Partzilla, which I had never used before. It seemed kind of shady. I saw a lot of reviews where people were saying they didn't get their product on time. They said that they got scammed with the shipping. They said that the vendor charges you for shipping and then gives you a lesser quality of shipping, so your parts don't get there on time. A ton of reviews like that, but maybe it's just because I live in South Carolina, but they shipped out of Georgia, and I had my part actually 2 days before it was supposed to get here. So I'm extremely impressed with Partzilla, and the discount that I got, it was actually $40 less to order this quick shifter from Partzilla than almost any other vendor, Yamaha included. So bear that in mind if you decide to go buy a quick shifter. Get up here past the residential area. We'll ring her out, see how she does. I probably shouldn't shift through neutral. I know the MT10's had issues with quick shifting through neutral. I don't know if you're supposed to do it or not. If you happen to have any info on that, let me know. Alright, let's see how she does. Wow, that is water. I had a buddy, he's got an MTL7, and he just went with the, man, what brand was it? I don't know what brand it was, to be honest with you. I'd have to ask him. But he's been having all kinds of issues with his quick shifter, so I was a little hesitant. I was like, well, man, maybe these CP2s just aren't good for it. I thought, there'd be hesitation, maybe some issues there. Obviously, it mostly comes down to the computer as far as the shifting is concerned, with killing the ignition timing, of course. But I'm sure there are engines out there that play a lot nicer with quick shifting, especially with gear ratios and all that. I mean, I'm not an engineer by any means, but I'd like to think a lot of that would come into play with how well and how compatible quick shifters are with certain bikes. Wow. So, that's it. I know my mic situation isn't necessarily the best right now, so I'm just going to kind of reiterate my overall thoughts. When I was going to buy this quick shifter, I was pretty hesitant. One, because my buddy on an MTL7, he had some issues with an aftermarket quick shifter. So that kind of, as far as the CP2 platform, that kind of spooked me a little bit. And then I rode a Harley Davidson Pan America. It's a big adventure bike. It comes with an OEM quick shifter through Harley, and it was very clunky. Every time you'd shift, it kind of gave you the whole, just rocked the whole bike. It disturbed the chassis, and it wasn't real great. When I found this one on Partzilla, this is not a plug by any means, but it was like 40 bucks off, and so I went ahead and bought it, and I'm really glad I did, because as you can see in the video, it's like butter. There is no hesitation at all. On some of the sport bikes that I've rode, they might be a little more crisp, but this is everything that this bike needs. It doesn't need to be any more solid of shifting. It could not be better. You saw when I kind of pulled it up there a little bit, I wasn't trying to get to 12 o'clock by any means. I was just trying to figure out if we could shift through gears and have it be smooth enough to where that front end would maintain, you know, being off the ground a little bit without the rear brake. You know, I don't want to pull it up super hard or anything, but I am very pleased with the overall shift quality of this setup. Obviously, I only took it through the gears 3 times, so there's still a lot more testing that's going to have to be done before I can confidently say that this is, in my opinion, the best quick shifter that we could go with on these bikes. But as of right here, right now, the fact that it's an OEM quick shifter and it's plug and play, that says a lot. The installation for some of those other quick shifters, not a lot of fun. The manual's easy to follow, the installation is super easy, getting it activated is super easy. Overall, the quick shifter is just an easy purchase. It's a no-brainer in my book. So if you're thinking about getting one, I would do it 100%.
Each other